Welcome back. I'm Rick and this is 65 by 65. This is backpacking trip number 8 and this time I'm at Savage Gulf State Park just outside Beersheba Springs in Tennessee. Steve and I are doing a 4-day trek, about 32 miles, all the way around the sort of south and west side of Savage Gulf. And yeah, it's been a couple months since I've done one of these videos, so it's good to be back on the trail. And this is a tough one so far, but we're having a good time. Hope you enjoy the video. Whoa, bouncy bridge.
Initially, our plan was to accomplish a 30-plus mile loop in 4 days. On day 1, we would start at the Stone Door campsite on the north rim and hike about 10 miles through the Gulf to Collins West on the south rim. Day 2 would be the longest day, but was expected to be relatively flat along the rim all the way to the Savage Falls campground. We intended day 3 to be our easiest day between Savage Falls and Hobbs Cabin. This should also be flat hiking along the rim most of the day. After an easy day 3, we expected to be energized for the final push on day 4. This would be about 10 miles on the connector trail back through the Gulf to Stone Door. It did not go as planned.
All right, Steve and I are off.
Here we go, Stone Door.
Woohoo!
We started off with good optimism and plenty of energy.
So we're going to be heading down below and around that rim and then up on the other side of that. So this is Stone Door. This will take us down to the lower level.
Oh, very cool. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get pictures of that.
Yep. Wow, this is so cool, isn't it? Like the different layers.
Yeah. There was a time when it would have been really hard for me not to climb this.
Well, that was cool. Now we just have to go down a little bit more.
It ended up being a lot more. In fact, about a mile more.
All right. Whew, it's been a workout so far. Good trail. That was a little 2.2 miles from the ranger station down to the connector trail.
We crossed several of these suspension bridges that appeared to span creeks.
Ooh, that is swingy, baby. Whoa.
But for the first half of the day, all the creeks were dry and water became a concern.
I bet this is spectacular when water's running through this. I've seen zero. It's quite the bridge. Super rocky.
Once we got down to the bottom of the Gulf, we had a few miles of relatively flat hiking.
Wow, this is a good one. Ooh, there are lots of cobwebs up here. One mile to go to our break spot. This juncture, right about noon, we're going to Collins West campsite, but we're going to stop at the Schwoon Springs and hope we can find some water there. Sawmill campsite's this way. We walked there a little bit. Thought we'd see a sawmill or something. We didn't, so hopefully we didn't miss something that we could have walked a little farther for, but we didn't see anything and just decided to turn around and keep moving forward. So onward we go. Yes, this is a perfect place for a break. Oh, there's like a cold breeze coming down. Oh, yes. down the spring.
We ate lunch in the cool shade of the cave and then filtered some water to get us through the next few miles.
Well, a lot of the trail has some broken trees on it, and then a lot of bouldering we have to do. Like way over there you can see the white blaze that we got to get to. That's what we're going through. A lot of boulders, a lot of up, a lot of down. A lot of fun.
After a few tough miles, we found another water source and took a break.
So we're debating whether we want to camel up some water here or just get water here and then or go ahead and hike farther up and hope that we're next to this river and get it later so we don't have to carry water too far. We'll see. It's a bit of a rough slog that we're going through, but we're less than a mile from camp, and we just got to make it to the top of the ravine because that's where camp is. So a lot of this. We're getting really close, but now we're heading into bouldering territory again. So we passed by the waterfall and now we're under this big overhang.
The rest of the hike proved to be very difficult. We made it to the rim just as the sky opened up and set up camp in the pouring rain. As the sun faded, the rain stopped, and we could see back over the gulf to where we started the day.
So we're back to the bouldering again, where the trail is barely a trail. It's mostly boulders and weeds. Steve's not encouraged because here's our trail right to start off. We're back to the boulder and uphill. Oh well.
We had hoped for a much easier hike on day 2, but the first couple of miles were just like the end of the first day.
Happy. Now we're back to dirt and ducking. It's rocks and rolling or dirt and ducking.
Dirt ducking?
So we're heading east and we're going to be up on the east ridge up above and be heading back north towards Savage Falls campground. The nice thing is there's water down here, so I'll show you. Look at that. There's the rim up there that we're going to be going to. This is the Collins River. Steve took a little dip down there. We got our water filled up, and now we should be heading up the far side of the Gulf. All right, we finally made it out of I think we've made it out of the Gulf down below, out of the chasm. So now it looks like we're on a regular old trail, and I'm loving it. So hopefully we're at the rim, and we're going to stay on the rim from here on out today.
The rim trail was mostly easy, with occasional elevation changes when crossing the feeder creeks.
Now we're getting a little rainstorm coming in.
It's cooling.
It's a cooling rain.
An on and off rain started before noon, ensuring that we would not be dry for the rest of the day.
We're 4 miles into day 2. It's 11:20. I think we have about 10 or 11 miles to go. I mean, 10 or 11 miles total today. So we're not quite halfway there, but yeah, about 3 hours in, 4 miles. A bit of slow going. First part was really slow, so what do you expect? It was some serious boulder climbing, but this is much better. You can tell it's not a very popular trail because it's pretty overgrown, but other than the occasional climbs and dips, it's been pretty nice.
The best part of the rim trails are the occasional overlooks that open up.
Look at this. Beautiful. Big canyon below, though. That is quite the drop. Wow. It drops right off. Oh, I'm losing my balance. This is not the place to get vertigo.
No, this would not be a good place to get vertigo.
Here we go, getting some more rain again, cooling us off, giving us a little free shower.
If their mile markers are, which is questionable.
South Rim Trail to Savage Fall campsite. So 5.4 miles to camp tonight. We've done about 6.1 miles so far, so more than halfway done with the day. Just finished up lunch. It's about 1:15, so we should be to camp at a decent time. We all set?
Yep.
All right. And most of the trail has been like this. We've had a few ups and downs when you cross through the swales, but generally it's been kind of nice and even with a few ups and downs. But yeah, this is definitely more moderate and tolerable than the first day, at least so far. So we've only got a few miles left. I think this will be fairly easy from this point on out. Not so bad. Oh, I think I just heard a fish. It can't be. Oh! God, there we go.
He's down, he's down.
Oh.
The bridge tip or you slip?
My watch goes, "You fell, are you okay?" Okay. I don't feel any pain do anything, so I don't think anything. I think it was just a hard hit. Yeah. Camera landed up there.
You recording?
I was.
Oh, wow.
12.5 miles according to my watch. Campsite 2.
Once again, we found ourselves setting up camp in the rain, but like the previous night, it subsided as the sun set.
Thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness.
Fortunately, Savage Falls was less than a half-mile away from the campsite, and we were able to restock on water. That night, like every other, the frogs started their chanting, and it got loud. This is the sound of the tree frogs or crickets, or I have no idea what's making this cacophony of noise, but it's crazy.
This is what 4:30 in the morning sounds like. So this is where things started to change. We both had some minor bumps and bruises, but after a day and a half of scrambling over rocks, our knees were worse for wear, and we were starting to question our ability to get through day 3 and particularly get through day 4. We felt like day 3 would be easy. Hobbs Cabin was only about a 6-mile hike. However, day 4 was starting to look like much more of a serious challenge based on the information we were able to glean about the connector trail. Based on the first day, we knew there was going to be no water on the last half of the trail back to Stone Door. And we had no information about how much water was going to be available on the first half of that trail other than what we carried out of Hobbs Cabin's campground. We decided our day 4 plan to hike from Hobbs Cabin all the way back to Stone Door was simply too much of a risk physically for us. We could have hiked from Savage Falls to Hobbs Cabin on day 3 and just backtracked on day 4, but it was Sunday, and that would have put us back at the trailhead at Savage Falls on Monday, and we figured there was much less likely a chance we'd get a ride back to Stone Door on Monday than on the weekend when it was busier. So we made the call and canceled the last 2 days of the hike. We packed up camp and headed to the ranger station. We stayed last night at Savage Falls campsite, came from the South Rim Trail, and now we're going to go ahead and head to the Savage Ranger Station, see if we can maybe get a ride back to our camp. I think we're calling it. We've got a few injuries, and So this is our last little short hike down by the river. One more bridge. That was going to take us to the North Rim Trail that we were going to do, but we're not going to do that.
That was nice points.
Yeah, let's do it. Holy cow, right there. And the ranger station, 1.2 miles to go.
There we go.
All right, one more bridge. Just one more, I'm guessing. Boy, it must be hard to get a dog across this bridge. Wow, look at all that water.
When we got to the ranger station, we called for an Uber to try to get us back to Stone Door. But after about an hour, nobody responded to our request, and we were kind of stuck in a pickle. Fortunately, a local trail runner named Cody was walking by when we were talking about getting a ride back to Stone Door and kindly offered to give us a ride. We offered him some money for gas, and he refused. Cody, thanks for giving us a ride back. You are our hero. It's so nice to find people that are willing to help out strangers, so we really appreciate it. Well, that wraps it up. In 2 days, we covered over 25 miles of some of the most difficult terrain we had ever encountered. It didn't go as planned, but we had a good time and survived to hike another day. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you for the next hike.